Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth worldwide. And the heart of Shalom to the believers out there who's believing on the words of Yahweh Shah faithfully and in truth. This lesson is going to be entitled Death Toll of Christianity, and this was one of the links that Elder Apostle Ramla had put up regarding on this video you see on the screen. Should we label all Christians terrorists for the acts of Psalms? Right? So the apostle was going in on different news articles, verified history of how so-called Christians has a high death toll, right? And should the whole faith of Christianity be labeled or portrayed for the actions of some, right? As they trying to demonize us with the actions of some who are not even in any kind of groups, but Esau using his witchcraft media to say that these people were so-called tied to Hebrew Israelites, but as they like saying, black Hebrew Israelites, right? So this lesson was inspired by Elder Apostle Ramla, right? And I have a couple of information pulled up, and we're gonna filter it through the scriptures, and Lord willing is edifying. All right. So first thing I got pulled up was the link that Apostle Ramla had put in the comment board, right? And it's death toll of Christianity. All right. As soon as it comes up, and usually, all right, here we go. It says death toll of Christianity. The death toll of Christianity is a disputed subject, with controversies including the death toll of the events, how much the death toll can be attributed to Christianity, and how it compares to the death toll of communism, which is often blamed on atheism. Well, we're not worried about atheism, right? It says the most famous estimate is 56 million deaths. See that? But a more critical examination would put Christianity's death toll at 9.064 or 28.734 million, right? Says, however, if you wind the responsibility to mean any mass atrocity caused by largely Christian societies, regardless of motive, then the death toll of Christianity will ascend to 82.69 to 106.734 million deaths. This is more or less equal to the 85 to 100 million deaths. Now, we ain't worried about that. We're worried about Christianity, right? So you see how many deaths is linked to Christianity? So let's look up this word toil. All right. Toll. And the second definition is the number of deaths, casualties, or injuries arising from a particular circumstances, such as a natural disaster, conflict, or accident. So we're going to get some conflict, all right, that cause some of these deaths. All right. Some of you might not. Some of you might But the Crusades, we're going to go into some information on the Crusades. All right, the Crusades end up taking down the Byzantine Empire, right, which was really the last stronghold that were led by Israelites. All right, these Israelites were calling themselves Moors because during the Arabian captivity or the Ishmaelite captivity, they were told they couldn't call themselves Israelites anymore. That's why you have the term Moor. All right. This is from Ancient History Encyclopedia, Crusades, right? And this is one of the things that that added to that death toll we just read, right? So the Crusades were a series of military campaigns organized by popes and Christian Western powers in order to take Jerusalem and the Holy Land back from Muslim control, and then defend those gains, right? There were 8 major official crusades between 1095 CE and 1270 CE, and many more unofficial ones. None would be as successful as the first. And by 1291 CE, the Crusader created states in the Middle East were absorbed into Mamluk Salanate. The idea of crusading was applied more successfully for Christians to other religions, notably in the Baltic against European pagans, and in the Iberian Peninsula against the Muslim Moors. See that? It says, let's jump down a bit. The effects, besides the obvious, death, ruin lives, destruction, and wasted resources range from the collapse of the Byzantine Empire, right, to a souring of relations and intolerance between religions and people in the East and West, which still blights government and societies today. And who was controlling these Catholic Christians, man? Well, they were controlled by the Edomites. All right, let's look up this word crusade. Got it queued up. Simple Google search.
Crusade.
All right, it says a military, so like a medieval military expedition, one of a series made by Europeans to recover the Holy Land from the Muslims in the 11th and 12th and 13th centuries. Right? Let's get rid of that. Let's go here. So this is death estimates for the Crusades, right? Alright, it says provided below, and what is this? Andrew Holt, apholt.com, history, religion, and academia, right? It says provided below are various death estimates for the Crusades to the East, roughly covering the period from 1095 to 1291. The extreme range of figures from 1 million to 9 million suggests the futility of trying to pin down such a figure with any precision. All right. So from 1 million to 9 people died in these so-called Christian crusades, right? Let's exit out of that. Now I got a little history on the history of Jerusalem. During this period of these crusades, they were led by who? Well, your Catholic Christian Church, right? As soon as it pull up, we'll get the information, and then we'll bring the scriptures out. All right. Esau was blessed with what? The sword. All right. Matter of fact, if it don't want to come up, all right, here we go. And this is Wikipedia. History of Jerusalem during the Middle Ages, right? Now keep in mind the Byzantine Empire was ruled by Israelites who were calling themselves Moors, all right? The history of Jerusalem during the Middle Ages is generally one of decline, beginning as a major city in the Byzantine Empire, right? So, the Byzantine Empire, also referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire or Byzantine, was the continual of the Roman Empire. Now keep in mind, these what we call them emperors were Israelite emperors at this time, ruling the eastern side, because the western side had failed, right? Was a continuation of the Roman Empire in its eastern provinces during late antiquity and the Middle Ages, when its capital city was Constantinople, right? All right. It says Jerusalem prospered during the early centuries of Muslim control, right? It says, but under the rule of the Fatimid Caliphate, let's see who this guy is. Fatimid Caliphate was a Islamic Shia Caliphate that spanned a large area of North Africa from the Red Sea in the east to the Atlantic Ocean in the west. The dynasty of Arab origin ruled across the Mediterranean coast of Africa, ultimately made Egypt the center of the caliphate. So basically these were Ishmaelites who had ended up taking control, right? It says, but under the rule of the Fatimid, Salakia on the pronunciation, Caliphate, late 10th and 11th centuries, its population declined from about 200,000 to less than half that number by the time the Christian conquest in 1099, right? The Christians massacred much of the population as they took the city, while the population quickly recovered during the Kingdom of Jerusalem. It was again decimated to below 2,000 people when Khwarezmi Turks retook the city in 1244. All right, and what I wanted to bring to attention is when it was under Byzantine Empire control, it prospered. Why? Because the Byzantines were Israelites, man. Those emperors were Israelites. All right, let's get into some scriptures, because this man blessing was the sword, and it was for him to take what? Peace from the earth. All right, so with all the death toll that's laid at the feet of Christianity, that's like the pot trying to call the kettle black, right? But you constantly trying to demonize us, but your track record says something totally different. Matter of fact, let's get the humble beginnings, as we would say, of Esau receiving that blessing, right? Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and start at verse 38. All right, because as much as you want to try and demonize us, man, your track record speaks volume. Alright? And you can't get away with it. The case has been built. You've been seen wanting. And now all we're waiting for is the judgment. Alright? We're waiting for your sentence to be played out. Alright? This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Right? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. Right? And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, and that's what happened. All right, when Esau got a dominion, you know, he broke the yoke from off his neck. He was under subjection to King David, right? But the point is, in Genesis 27 and 40, and by thy sword shall thou live, right? So Esau has always lived by the sword. That's why his death toll of Christianity is unquestionably the most death that's been laid out throughout the planet Earth. All right, even with them coming over here, you know, to enslave the indigenous people who are Israelites also. All right, you know, they brought that white Jesus Christianity and said serve him or die, right? Let's go to the book of Revelation. All right, chapter 6. Because this devil was given a great sword to take peace away from the earth, man. All right, you know, you go into the history of America, and America, I believe, Slocky, only 2 years out of America's being established as a country, only 2 years they've been at peace. All right, now this is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So why is this horse red? Well, it's also a dark saying leading back to Esau, right? And what? It was a great sword given unto him to take peace from the earth. All right? That's why he uses these different proxies to create civil war, right? Order out of chaos. All right? Let's go to the book of Malachi. Because this devil, he covered fields and take it by violence. All right? Because he has this great sword. And I'm sure I didn't put that in right. Well, let's see if it comes up. Slocky. I knew it was. Let's go to Micah chapter 2. We're gonna start at the top. Alright. You know, Esau MO, his game plan still is the same. He don't change. Alright. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah. You know, when you go to these crusades, man, it was in the power of their hand to what? Take peace from the earth. All right, over 9 million or close to 9 million, it was estimated, right? Who was this perpetuated? It was perpetuated by Esau, right? Under the guise of Christianity, All right. This is Micah 2:1 again. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Yeah, man. They oppress a man and his heritage to this day. All right. They cover fields and take it by violence. They don't keep one treaty. They didn't keep one treaty with the so-called Native Americans. All right. This is the tribe of Gad, tribe of Reuben. All right. They didn't keep one. Why? Because they are the wicked. All right. Scripture tells you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Going on. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh shall behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. All right. And that's what Yahweh has prepared for you devils. All right. You want to try and demonize us, but as soon as you move on the Israelites, guess what? Yahweh is going to utterly destroy you. All right. Verse 4. In that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turn away, he hath divided our fields. Yeah, and that's what these nations are doing, man. They're done with your petrodollar. All right. They're done with trying to be up under your rule. They're done with that Babylon juice. All right. Let's get another precept. Let's go to Isaiah. Because woe to those who spoil and they haven't been a spoil, right? This is you, Esau. All right. You go around conquering nations. All right. With your sword, which is your blessing. Well, what did Yahweh say? Those who take up the sword will perish by the sword, and Lord willing will get that next. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee the spoilers, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's what's coming to you, Esau Edom. Because you wanted to use these different proxies to create world wars and try and use the guise of the Bible to be justified. All right. And you're going to be a spoil. All right. Your whole thing is the sword. Your whole thing is your weaponry. Right. Why? Because you want to rule the world in wickedness. All right. Let's go back to the scriptures. Verse 2, Salakia, Isaiah 33 and 2. O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm ever morning. Salakia, be thou their arm ever morning. Our salvation also in the time of trouble. Yeah, we don't think carnally, man. As much as you try and portray us as being some type of hate group, we are supposed to wait on Yahweh shall shine. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let me see. Sometimes I get these mixed up. Let's see. All right, because you can't lump us in with you, Esau. All right. Let me make sure this is what I want. Yep, Khan, the water Yahweh shall shine. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh shall shine, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You see that? See, we're not concerned with carnal weaponry, Esau, because that's your blessing. All right? We got the Lord of hosts. as our backup, as our guide. All right, and He's gonna raise up and fight for us. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms 17, because we know that you are the sword of the Most High, Esau, and we know that's how you roll. All right, that's why the death toll of Christianity is so great. All right, and we read in the opening, I think it said over 98 million, and that's just a short estimate, man. All right, this is Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And yeah, Yahweh Shah uses Esau to punish the nations. All right, that's why he covered fields and taken by violence. That's why the death toll of Christianity under the guise of Esau is so high. All right, from men which are thy hand. You see that? O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Right? Don't that go back to having the fatness of the earth? All right, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Yeah, and that's what Esau do. He set up a nest egg for his family because he believed his government, his power structure is going to continue forever. All right, but Yahweh Shai said this. We're going to get this and we're going to close it out. All right, this is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 52. Now keep in mind, Isaac, who is Yahweh Shai, right, gave that blessing to Esau. All right, but this is also what Yahweh Shai said, because you know Yahweh Shai got you in the trick bag. All right, this is Matthew 26 and 52. Then said Yahweh Shai to him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all that take the sword shall perish with the sword. You see that? So you take the sword as Esau have, guess what? You're going to perish with the sword. Right? With violence, Yahweh Shai is going to overturn this whole system, man. Alright? So you can't, as much as you want to try and demonize us, your track record is proven. Alright? Court is in session. The evidence is mounted. And you've been found guilty. Alright? That's going to be it for the lesson. Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers labored in this truth worldwide. And a hearty shalom to you believers out there who's faithfully believing in the words of Yahweh Shai. Till the next time, I say shalom.